Salvete discipuli. This video is an introduction to stage 37, in which we will put our knowledge of the sequence of tenses to work and learn more about the campaign that General Agricola has conducted in the northern part of the island of Britannia. Agricola Caledoniis victis epistulam nuntio dictat. Agricola, now literally, Caledoniis victis is an ablative absolute construction, literally with the Caledonians having been conquered. Now, the Caledonians are a Celtic tribe in the very far northern part of the island of Britannia, modern-day Scotland. So, even though I've translated it here literally with the Caledonians having been conquered, remember that with an ablative absolute, you could always turn this into something like after the Caledonians had been conquered, or in this context, even after he conquered the Caledonians. Dictates a letter. Dictat, present tense, dictates a letter to a messenger, nuntio. So that form right there is a dative singular. In hoc epistula Agricola victoriam Romanorum Imperatori nuntiat. In this letter, Agricola announces the victory. So victoriam, your accusative direct object of the verb nuntiat. He announces the victory of whom? Romanorum. We've got the nice genitive plural ending here. The victory of the Romans. He announces it Imperatori. Okay, this is a dative singular ending of a third declension noun. Exercitus Romanus Caledonios superavit. The Roman army overpowered the Caledonians. Now, what we're going to see here pretty soon is we're going to have statements of fact as standalone sentences, like what we have here. And then we're going to see those things converted into the indirect statement construction. So, a statement of fact that he tells him in the letter. The Roman army overpowered the Caledonians. Now, let's review, in order to get ready for the indirect statement, let's review the four principal parts. The first principal part is the first person singular present tense. The second one is the infinitive. Third principal part is the first person singular perfect tense. And this fourth principal part is the past participle, which, as we have recently studied, is passive if the verb is active. We know the verb is active because it has an O here. Okay, so those are the four principal parts again. And in order to form the perfect tense infinitive, we're going to need to actually use this form. If we need the present tense infinitive, it's right here. Okay, so the formation of the past tense infinitive. We start with the third principal part, superavi. Okay, what we do, we remove the I. Okay, so take off the I. That's the ending that means I in I overpowered. So whatever is left over is what we call the perfect stem. Okay, superau in this case. And we add the ending isse, and that creates the perfect tense or the past tense infinitive, to have overpowered. Okay, so here's that same sentence, okay? In other words, the Roman army overpowered the Caledonians. Here's that converted into an indirect statement. Agricola dicit. Agricola says. He says, now there's no word in the Latin for that, but we include it to make it better English. He says that the Roman army overpowered the Caledonians, okay? And remember from our study of the sequence of tenses, because this is a present tense verb, dicit, says, that means the perfect tense infinitive, the past tense infinitive here, it's translated as a simple past tense, overpowered. Remember that if this had been past tense, then the sequence of tenses would have made this same infinitive would then have been translated as a pluperfect, okay? So keep in mind, again, in an indirect statement construction, The subject of that infinitive is itself accusative. Exercitum Romanum is accusative, but it's the subject of the infinitive. Caledonios, this os ending, that's the accusative plural. That is the object of the infinitive. Multi hostes perierunt, pauci effugerunt. Again, a simple statement. Many enemies perished, few escaped. Here's that converted into an indirect statement. Agricola dicit multos hostes periise, paucos effugisse. Agricola says that many enemies perished, few escaped. Aliae gentes nuntios iam miserunt, qui pacem petant. Other tribes already have sent ambassadors who seek peace. Okay, so the aliae gentes is the nominative plural subject of our main verb here, miserunt, they sent. Nuntios is your direct object, so other tribes already have sent ambassadors. That word can also mean messengers who seek peace. Here's that statement converted into an indirect statement. Agricola dicit alias gentes nuntios misisse qui pacem petant. Agricola says that other nations have sent ambassadors who seek peace. And again, remember, this is accusative. Alias gentes is accusative because in an indirect statement, the subject of this infinitive is accusative. The infinitive is converted into a real verb in our English translation, have sent. The reason it's not had sent is because dicit is present tense. If this had been dicit, then we would have translated the same word misisse as pluperfect.